Hey guys, it's Mark in the shop again today, and today we're going to use the Brother Scan and Cut that my beautiful wife bought. She bought this and we're going to be doing some craft things with it. She is going to make a stencil. I am going to make the board and we will paint that stencil onto the board. Let's see how this works out. We're going to be using some of the old cedar pickets and a cedar deck board for the backing. So let's see how this turns out. Let's go cut some wood and then we'll spray. See you guys in a few. So here we're going to take the cedar deck board and trim off just the rounded edge so we have a nice flat surface. Run it right through the table saw. And now we're going to move the fence over and cut a 1.5 inch board. So this board will be 1.5 by 1 inch. Now we're going to go over to the chop saw. First one we're going to make is 9 inches. We're going to need 2 9ers, and the next one's going to be 12. So that's the second 9. And now we'll measure it for 12, and we'll cut 2 12s. Hey, I think we're going to use the Craig jig to put those boards together. Show you how that's done, and then we will measure the boards to make all the slats the same all the way from top to bottom. So let's try this out. Let's get back to work. Hey guys, so these are our boards. These are our 12 inchers, these are our 9 inchers. So the way this frame is going to go together is like this and like this. These are 12s, these are 9s, these are 1 inch thick. So this will be 14 by 9. I've already marked it, so I'm going to put Craig screws going through to give this a real nice hold. I'm going to do it on front and back. Might be a little bit overkill, but hey, it will never come apart. Then we're going to cut the slats evenly to make this a perfect from top to bottom. And then we will put the stencil on here and spray it and see how it turns out. All right, so let's get the Craig jig out and get this going. Alright guys, so I've set up the Craig jig here. If you haven't seen one of these, I'll show you. It's going to make a pocket hole into the side of here. Now this right here is the special drill. You can see how it's really tapered here, thicker here, and then a stop right here. This stop will stop right here. So we're going to put these on here. I've got to line up. Then we're going to clamp this in place. I need to tighten that up a little bit. There we go. And now I'm going to screw a hole in here. Then we'll release it. And you're going to see how it created a nice little pocket hole in there. And it came out the back side. And we're going to do this on all 4 sides. Line it up. Clamp it in. And we are good to go. Looking good. Okay guys, we've drilled all the holes. We've got one on each side. So what we're going to use is these Craig screws, which are right here. These are going to go in the pocket. They are a square drive. You see that on the top. So we have a square drive here. Now stick it in here. We're going to put it right in that hole and screw it down. You can see how that pulled that nice and tight. Going to flip it over and do the other side. Nice and tight. Loosen the clamp. Flip it over and do the other side. So here I'm going to speed this up for you. I'm going to put the other pocket screws in here on this top. They really pull those 2 boards together. And we're not going to need the clamp anymore. We're just going to flip it over and do the other 4 screws on the other side. So everything's held together by the other 4 screws. Here I'm trying to give you a little different angle. See how it buries that screw in there? You don't even see them from the top. All right, we've got our nice frame, and this is solid. So now what are we going to do next? And this should be pretty square. Right on, right on. So now we're going to divide this 9 into an even amount so we can make some slats going across. And then we're going to put, I think we just do 9-inch. We've got 9 inches divided by 3. We can just do basically 3-inch slats, and we should be pretty good. Like how I did that quick math. All right, so let's go cut some boards on the table saw, 3 inches thick, and then we'll put those on here. All right, let's go over to the table saw. I'll cut those real quick and come right back. All right, guys, so I decided to go with 4 boards, so basically 9 inches, 2 1/4 each. I left one of each side with the rough side, because that will be on the outsides, just like so. And we'll basically stagger these on the inside. And that turned out perfect. See the edge right there? Turned out perfect. So what we're going to do now is basically I'm going to staple these down. Not sure if I should put any glue on here or not. I could. And then we're going to sand this down nice and even. And then we will basically put the stencil on here and paint it. All right, so let's go do that next. I've decided to go ahead and glue around the edges before we nail the boards down. If you haven't picked yourself up one of these Rockler silicone brushes and trays, they are awesome. The glue just comes right off the brush once it hardens. I used to use those steel handled brushes, acid brushes, one-time use. This one has a little notch in the tray so you can lay it right in there. Also, if you just lay it on a board, it's made so it doesn't even touch the board while the glue dries. They are awesome. Now we're just going to get out the cordless nailer, nail these boards in place. I'm going to have to adjust the tension on there. Made a little dent in the wood, which I'll get out with the sander. And that's it. Looks pretty good. Like that edge. Alright guys, we're going to sand this down, and then we will look at putting the stencil on there. I'm going to start off with 60 grit sandpaper. Swap the sandpaper to 80, and then I swapped it to 120 for the finish. Really turned out nice and smooth. Needed to be smooth for that stencil to really grab on. Let's see how I just did that with the knife, just to kind of make it look like those weren't one board. Looks pretty good. Now I'm going to take it to my beautiful wife and have her put the stencil on. All right. We did 60 grit, then we went up to 120 grit. Looks really nice, really smooth. All right, I'm gonna have her put the stencil on there. Let me show you what the stencil looks like. Start each day with and we're gonna put Grateful Heart at an angle. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna let her do that portion, then we'll spray it. All right, guys, we have got this all taped down. This was cut down on the Brother Cut and Scan, or Scan and Cut 2 that my wife purchased. We've pushed down every one of these boards and pushed this template down all around. Got blue tape to cover all the rest. Now we are going to spray paint it and see how this turns out. We'll come back, all right? Here we're going to use the keyhole jig again. Put a keyhole slot on the back so we can hang this on the wall. I put a little block in there to be able to use that. And now we're going to use the branding iron from Rockler to put the handcrafted by Mark J. Doring. And there we go. It is finished. Okay guys, I've removed all the blue tape. All we have left is the stencil on here. I'm going to try and remove this very carefully to see how it turns out. This was cut on the Brother Scan & Cut 2, and we're going to see how this turned out. I'm going to speed this up for you so you don't have to watch me take my time trying to get this up. But yeah, it really came off pretty easy. Pulled off the main section and then went back with a knife to pull out the little intersections of the A's, G, E. And then I'll do the same at the top, pulling off the major part of the stencil. And then I will go back with the knife again and pull out the center sections of some of those letters. That really turned out nice. We're going to put a coat on this and then we will be done. That really turned out nice. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, thanks for staying with me during this project. I really had fun building it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Really turned out nice. That Brother Scan & Cut that my wife has, I knew when she bought that thing I was going to be using it. Awesome. We figured out last night it's like 44 cents each sheet of vinyl, but that really, those letters are just crisp the way the paint or the vinyl stayed right up against the wood and you spray paint it, pull it off, really crisp. Turned out really well. Got the little keyhole on the back, added this little block of wood, stamped it with the Rockler branding stamp, but really turned out nice. If you've looked at these at the store, check them out. 25 to 40 bucks, 45 bucks. We built this for like $5. Really turned out nice. But thank you for watching and hit that subscribe button in the bottom. I would love that. Hit the thumbs up also if you enjoyed it. And if you have an idea you'd like to see me put on a board, put it in this comment section. We'll try and build it for you and see how it turns out. But yeah, really had fun. Thanks. See you guys later. Hit that subscribe button before you go. Bye-bye.